G'day football fans and welcome back to Brentford to Big Time. Today you get to see our Manchester City side play for the first time, basically. I mean, I've watched them play probably like 15 times or something like that, but you get to see them for the first time because I talked too much last video. That's the crux of it, really, and there wasn't enough time. Anyway, we're taking on Chelsea in the Premier League. It's a huge one. I mean, they're up in second. We're in amongst it. I'll show you in a tick anyway how we've been going, any transfers, all that sort of stuff. 2 seconds away. Before we get there, make sure you do leave us that like down below. Subscribe if you're new around here. Comment what you think of the video, what you think of the transfers, all the ifs and the buts and the maybes and the tactics and the everything. Let me know. Let's get into it. So covering the transfers that we have done, obviously the transfer window has been gone. One of them, we covered it last video, it's Mickey Bradley. He's coming from Aston Villa. He looks absolutely brilliant, yet to play for England. He will get there very soon. He's basically going to play in tandem with Max Aarons, who's our other right back. Julian Timber's also at the club. He can play a bit of right back, but so depending on who we're versing and the quality of their wingers and things like that, Mickey Bradley's getting a good amount of playing time, and he is worth an absolute ton, as you can see. We paid about 55 million for him. 20 years old, wonder kid. He'll play for England very, very shortly, I'm sure. That was our first transfer. Our second transfer was Jawad Boucher. He's a left back. He's worth just about as much. He's also just about a wonder kid, really. He looks very, very good. If you look at his mentals and physicals, very, very good for a 19-year-old. Technical's very good. The technique is very good for what is a left back. Like, he's just a left back. He doesn't play anything else naturally, or what does it say when it's not natural? The other one. The other green. Why can't I think of it? Anyway, he looks very good to me. I think looking at the concentration of the decisions, the positioning is very, very good. I think he will end up being a very, very good defender. Could do with a bit of, fine tuning at this point. Hasn't put in the greatest of performances in the league. I mean, average rating of 6.99 is actually pretty damn decent, and a couple of assists on his way as well. Then one last signing, not in the first team picture, but one last signing. It is central defender Linton Dunleavy. Look, he looks fine, really. It says he's a wonder kid. The scout report doesn't look that great. He is at Aston Villa, back on loan. So signed 2 Aston Villa young defenders. I think the physicals really is what sold me. He does look quite good mentally. I mean, the technicals definitely need fine-tuning and need some development, but he's back on loan at Aston Villa. He's played 6 times in the Premier League this season, so he is playing. He is just not playing very well. He's playing an average rating of 6.63, which isn't fantastic. Great physicals, though. I'm excited for that. Maybe he should also be a wide defender, because he's not very tall. He's also he's not strong, not got a good jumping reach, not good at heading. I should have thought about him more, maybe. Whoops. Then in terms of outgoing since we joined the club, some of these we didn't have any control over because they were already basically done before we got here, I guess. Like Mickey van der Ven, he's gone to Juventus for some amount of money, I don't know, 52 million pounds. He was on loan at Juventus already with a transfer thing agreed, so I couldn't do anything to stop it. So he's gone. Similar story then with Renan Lodi. The good news is it was 58 million pounds. So City only bought him for 3.9 million and then sold him 5 years later for 58 million pounds. So, I mean, that's decent. I'll take that. The last one that I didn't have any control over was Juan Miranda, a left back, and this is why we needed to get Butcher in. We had lost our left back cover basically because he's probably not as good as Luganets, who is our first choice probably left back, but what did we get for him? 36 million pounds. It's fine. We then had just a plethora of centre-backs. I'm guessing under Max Allegri, who was the previous coach of Manchester City before we've come in, I'm guessing they played 3 at the back because there was just so many centre-backs. Diego Coppola was one of them. We sold him for 15 million pounds. Like, we were that desperate to get rid of him. You can see, he signed for City in 25-26 and then just had a series of loans and just needed to get rid of him, basically. We then also sold, I don't know how to say it, Sherpen. Kjell? I don't know how to say it. Sold him to Roma for 12 million pounds. Just needed to get rid of him, basically. I mean, only joined City for 275,000 and then sold him for 12 million after making only 8 appearances. It's pretty decent business, I'd say. basically just, again, the squad was massive. The squad was over 30 people. Next up in the outgoings was Zeno Diast, a centre-back again. Ideally, I would have kept him around. We did get about £35 million from him. Yeah, £35.5 million to Real Madrid. Ideally, would have kept him around, but basically there was not really much happening in terms of people wanting Ostergaard or Morato. So, unfortunately, we had to say goodbye to Zeno instead. Look, it's fine. We got £35 million for him. We'll be fine. I think we'll move on. The next outgoing was Ibrahim Adel. Again, looks probably someone I would have preferred to keep around as opposed to some of the other wingers and things that we do have at the club. Because he does obviously have quite a lot of quality. But I mean, Barcelona came in with a bit of, it was only 40 million and they had bought him for 53, but you know, the squad was massive. It's probably even still that, okay, it's not still massive. I think it's about 24 is in the squad. But there's just so many people that you don't need or want there. The last bit of outgoing news, I guess, is less exciting because it's only a loan. It's Emerson Royale. He's only gone for a season to Sevilla. He's still got 2 more years after this on his contract, so we'll need to try and get rid of the fella somehow because we just don't need him. We just don't need him. All of that business has a squad looking like this. In terms of the first team, in terms of who's stayed at the club, this is what it looks like. So we've got Trafford and Edison as the goalkeepers. Obviously, pay no attention to the lineup. I haven't done the lineup for today's game. Don't worry about it. Trafford and Edison, the 2 goalkeepers. The 4 centre-back options is 5. So we've got Ostergaard, Ruben Diaz, Morato, Julian Timber, and Ronald Araujo. Timber, Araujo, and Diaz, the ones I'm sort of attached to. The other 2 rather, don't really give a hoot about. Right-back options, we've got Max Aarons here, and Mickey Bradley, of course. Left-back options, we've got Lucanets and Joao Butcher. Holding midfield, Danilo and Manuel Ugarte. We've also then just got a little fella named Joshua Kimmich, who's decent. And in terms of attacking options, again, there's just too much happening, and Jack Grealish has earned too much money. It expires at the end of this season, so does Bernardo Silva. Jack Grealish, I'm not going to re-sign. You can see he's picked off the bench 6 times. He's going to go. Bernardo Silva, I'd like to re-sign, but he's unhappy at the club and wants to leave for Champions League football, so maybe we need to promise him that first. Emil Smith-Rowe nearly left. He had an offer from Al Hilal or Al Nasser or something. I'm not sure. But he rejected the contract, so he's still here. And then we've got Joel Ndala has stayed at the club. I didn't realise he counts as trained at the club. So I've kept him around for squad reasons. He is quite good though. He's definitely fine. He just obviously won't play that much really. He's not going to get as much playing time as everyone else basically. As for how we have been going, I mean, pretty brilliant really, to be completely honest. I mean, there's been a couple of hitches along the way, and of late a couple of losses to big sides and sides that we should be competing with. But other than that, it's been sensational. And for a first season where we're taking over a side that's finished 6th for successive seasons, and that was a lot of S sounds, I'm sorry, and is looking to build towards Champions League football, needs a clear out of the squad, needs all this work done, basically. I'm pretty damn happy with this. We've done a little bit of tweaking with tactics. I've changed formation a little bit, very basically, which I'll go through in a second, and I'll explain why. But first, we started off the season with a 1-0 win over Newcastle. Erling Haaland getting the goal from the penalty spot before Arthur Theat got himself sent off. We then beat Aston Villa 2-0. Erling Haaland getting the goals and Ibrahim Adel before he left, obviously. 4-1 then over Southampton. Emil Smith-Rowe, Kimmich, Haaland and Makoko getting the goals for us there. Then 1-1 against Everton. Look, it's a bump in the road. I'm not too concerned. Drawing away at Everton. I hope that doesn't happen tonight for Manchester City in real life, but it is what it is. We then won in the League Cup against Northampton, 4-0, hat-trick for Foden. I mean, 2 from penalty spots, so it's not a huge deal, is it? 0 against Leeds, a little bit annoying. Then 2-0 over Fulham, I was going to say over Manchester City, that doesn't make any sense. Foden and Haaland with the 2 goals there. Into the Europa League league phase, it's just annoying to say. 2-1 over Monaco with a 90th minute win from Youssoufa Moukoko. 2-2 against our old side, Brentford. 2 for Haaland, 1 for Elise and 1 for Cunha. for Brentford. Then we lose in the Carabao Cup thanks to, could say thanks to a red card. The red card happened in the 84th minute, and then from that free kick, Branthwaite scored, and then there was an own goal 3 minutes later. But they really had the momentum, having, Mbeumo just scored to make it 2-2, and then we get a red card. It wasn't looking good, you know what I mean? Next up, we beat Bournemouth 2-0 rather. Moukoko and Foden with goals. Schalke we beat 3-0, Haaland getting a double, and Ndala getting his first actual goal for the club it is. So clearly, he hasn't actually played for Manchester City. When did they buy him? I don't even understand. Are these all loans? Oh my God. Okay, so he's actually just been at the club forever and just gone on a number of loans, and now we've decided we'll keep him around because he's done decent in the Championship, I guess. That sort of says the level that he's at, but he counts so much as a player that's trained by the club. So until we have someone that can do that instead of him, this is what it is. After Schalke, we then had a 1-0 loss against Arsenal. We just weren't quite at it. And I think Erling Haaland actually, you can just see here, he has had a couple of knocks here and there, like tight groin and things like that. If you look at injury history, tight groin, bruised ankle, just things here and there, both against Everton. Suspicious. So I was sort of bringing him off the bench here and there, and I decided to against Arsenal. Maybe I shouldn't have done, because Moukoko had a 6.2 and then we lost. So it is what it is. Liverpool, they were up 3-0 in 30 minutes in, second half. We get one through Haaland after 53, get one from Luka Netz after 86 minutes, so it's 3-2. And you can see here, a missed penalty from Bernardo Silva far out. That was in the 96th minute, so we nearly did we nearly Liverpooled Liverpool, from that night in Istanbul thing. We nearly did it, but Bernardo Silva missed the penalty. Back to nicer things though. Against Vitesse, we win 4-1. Because of the score, it was 3-0 at halftime. I was able to bring, I brought Haaland off at halftime, Foden off at halftime, and then, other people shortly thereafter, basically. And, we started Ostergaard, we started Mickey Bradley, it is what it is. Then against Burnley, 2-0, Moukoko and Danilo getting the goals before they get a red card. There's a number of red cards for other teams. I think we had one, I already told you about that, it was Butcher. Anyway, that brings us to today's game. As for how we're sitting in the competitions, we're sitting in 5th. We have given up a little bit of ground to Liverpool, but I'm not too concerned, honestly. If we can be competing for getting back into the Champions League, even competing for the title, I'm happy. As for Europa League, we're up in 3rd after 3 games. It doesn't really mean much. FA Cup, we're in it. Carabao Cup, we're out of it. That's it. Anyway, let's go through to today's lineup, and I'll explain the couple of tactic changes that we have. So this is what we have been playing. This is what we played at Napoli as well, of course, and this is what we're going to start today's game with, the lineup being a 4-3-3 with Edison in goals, back 4 of Bradley, Diaz, Araujo, Nets, midfield 3 of Ugarte as the holder with Kimmich and Bernardo Silva ahead of him, then Pereira on the left-hand side, Foden on the right-hand side, Haaland up top. What we've been sort of playing around with is a 4-2-3-1. I know it's very simplistic, but the reasoning is we've got aging legs in Bernardo Silva, Jack Grealish, and then Emil Smith-Rowe isn't quite as good, So the idea is if we can just have those two sitting and holding things down, we can have this sort of fella freed up, as opposed to playing the 4-3-3 where he's, sort of required to do a bit more running, a lot more tracking back, a lot more, basically. But that being said, this is what we're going with today. I'm just dang going with it. Why not? As for other things, Grealish is out for a couple of weeks, pulled knee ligaments, and then twisted ankle for Emil Smith-Rowe. They're both out, which is probably doing us a favour, if anything. Anyway, let's head through. Hopefully today we can get something done against Chelsea. They're up in 2nd. They're, quite good, aren't they? With all the money that they have in the squad, in and around the squad, it's going to be like this. And you can see from their squad, they are quite good. I can't remember how to say his name, but the goalkeeper, quite good. Jeremy Frimpong, quite good. Ibrahima Bamba, quite good. Andre, quite good. Carlos Soler, a bit old by now. But then Havertz, Sterling, probably quite old by now. Vlahovic, the same age as Haaland, I think. So, they definitely yeah, they're doing all right with their money. I think they've got rid of like the Mudryk and the Madueke of it all. Not that they necessarily are the reasons that Chelsea are doing as badly as they are, but, you know, they seem to be doing a bit better with their business, and, you know, 6 years down the track, well, I guess, no, 5 years down the track, you know, things are a bit more stable and looking better for Chelsea. And, you know, that's probably what it just needs after changing 23 players in his squad. You know, you just need that little bit of stability for a bit and just to build with that. Anyway, enough talking about real life. Because it's 13 minutes in. We need to... Oh, we're playing some beautiful stuff, according to the commentator. That's very kind. I love that. We'll encourage them again. No highlights as yet. We're very deep, which isn't ideal. I guess the other reason... and you know, I did flirt with and speak about while we were at Napoli changing to a 4-2-3-1. The reason being that we can have another player close to Haaland or Osimhen as it was. Osimhen also came second in the World Player of the Year award. It was Mbappe, Osimhen, and then Haaland. I don't know why it's all, you know, tailored towards strikers, but that's probably not a conversation that I need to have with anyone. Anyway, if we can have someone closer to Haaland, he needs to get less involved in the play. It's 1-0. Look, I think that's probably a goal. It's very hot in this room, but my viewing was that was a goal, and it is, yeah. So not good. It just came from a throw-in, and there's just, I don't understand. They just let someone run free here. Havertz, maybe? Enzo, little reverse pass to Andre. Havertz has the run of it. Takes it into the box onto his better foot, and it's 1-0 Chelsea. I don't give a hoot about a tight offside. Let's hit them with a fire up. We have struggled against the bigger sides. I don't really know why. I don't understand it, because like clearly with the players we have, we do still have a very, very good side. Ruben Diaz has been fairly average. He's 31 now, I think. So like, there have been some people underperform, and maybe it is because they are unhappy and wanting to leave the club and things like that, and that will have something to do with it, as Foden goes all the way in. Haaland was open then, and surely if you have Haaland open about 7 yards out, you just feed the ball to him. Goodness me. Yeah, we've had a few players underperforming, and I think probably, you know, happiness and the vibes around the club is maybe something to do with that, and, you know, that's what we're here to change anyway, so... You know, we've got work to do, and clearly this is showing that whatever's going wrong with Manchester City isn't necessarily something that is... Oh, what's happening here? It isn't necessarily just, you know, a couple of bad results. It's, you know, some things need fixing. Here is... I mean, I don't know why Pereira tried that, to be completely honest with you, but it's what it is. Fofana out to Frimpong. Frimpong now, bring it forward to Havertz. To Carlos Soler, Enzo back to Andre, long over the top for Jeremy Frimpong. Man, I'm getting bad vibes. Frimpong in for Sterling, 2-0. This is what I mean. Against big sides, we're not performing. Like Liverpool down 3-0 after half an hour. I mean, we've done better this time, but it's just not good enough, is it? I'm going to switch to the 4-2-3-1. Because it is somewhat more solid defensively, and it's just bad, isn't it? Like, Lukanets is having a shocker. Ugarte's not playing well, maybe because he's a bit isolated, I don't know. Ugarte now to Foden. Foden looks for Haaland, not going to find him. Wesley Fofana gets there. Goodness me. Ibrahim Bamba plays out to Chilwell. Why is it stuttering? Maybe because I've been playing this game for like 6 hours. Bradley wins it off him, brings it forward, hopefully swings in across. Does so, looking for Haaland. Bicycle over the bar. All right, what's happened there? I'm going to lose my mind. I'm going to absolutely lose my mind. Just before halftime, another highlight here. And you can see again, as I was saying before, Ruben Diaz is having a bad performance. I don't really understand why. I understand why that happened. Where's any like resemblance of the left winger Pereira helping out with Jeremy Frimpong? Goodness me. Frimpong has the run of the land. Havertz now on the ball. Back to Andre from range. Edison. Oh my God. Get rid of it. Far out. What is happening? Oh my God. Defensively, insane. Like just in the worst way. I want a much better display. That is not good enough, is it? Oh my, I don't understand why it is. Against the better sides, we're playing like absolute trash. Like, I mean, obviously, against a better team, you're going to have to play better to beat them, but we're just not performing at all. And this sort of stuff's happening. Like, one of the goals against Liverpool, what's his name? Ruben Diaz just like had the ball about 6 yards out for what they just let him run. I don't understand. Yeah, had the ball about 6 yards out, and instead of like clearing it or looking for a pass or something, just like turned into Evan Nilsson, who scored. And it was like, I don't understand, man. I don't understand anything. We're not, they're not completely outperforming us, I guess. If you look at the stats, it's just I guess we experience this a bit at Brentford, where just the other team just ends up being a bit clinical and you don't. And that's the difference. And that's football, I guess, really. Bernardo looks for Foden, can't find him. Chilwell now with the ball, back to Ugurkin. I don't know how to say his name properly, so I'm saying Ugurkin. Kimmich, can't say it properly. Now Lucan Nets. Pereira, move, mate. What are you doing? Pereira's annoying me. He's going to come off. The left-hand side's going to completely change. Kimmich now losing it to Vlahovic. Enzo over the top for Havertz. I don't want to watch this anymore. I don't want to be a part of this anymore. It's pissing me off. Vlahovic probably could have done better. Foden wins that. Looks out left for Pereira. This is an exciting looking counter-attack. Bernardo Silva tackled by Andre, and that's the end of the highlight. Yeah, brilliant. Okay, let's make those changes because I'm just getting annoyed now. I don't want to do it. Literally been playing with this for 6 hours and nothing's happened like this, where it's gone to in terms of the quality of the flickering and the stuff. I mean, this has happened before where we're getting smashed, but and then I'm going to bring on, why not, this like 20-year-old Colombian wonder kid can come on at right wing. Bernardo Silva can come off Foden. I mean, Foden can go into the centre. See what happens, I guess, and we'll hit them with another fire up. Ruben Diaz has turned his performance around a little bit, but the team as a whole, not so much. And it's the quality of chance, as you can see by the XG, as much as that is a wonderful, wonderful stat that everybody loves, that is very accurate and very, there's a lot of weight to it. You can tell I'm getting pissed off because I'm starting to call out XG and Chelsea's transfer policy, like it's getting weird. That will be the next move. Ugarte for Danilo. Here's a highlight 70 minutes in. Ruben Diaz finds Buchta. I don't know how to say it properly. Oh, he finds Ndala. Ndala's in. That's a goal. There we go. Okay, one back. Well done. Beautiful stuff. I changed left back, left wing. They combine. We get one back. Beautiful. Buchta does well, taking on his man. Finds a good pass for Ndala, making that good inverted run inside Jeremy Frimpong. Fires it past Gherkin, and we're back in it. Just need to keep this momentum going. All right, we will make that change. Not that one. Danilo is on now. I mean, Foden looks like he probably needs to come off. 75 minutes in. What do you have? We have a Moukoko, but the thing about having Moukoko is he's not versatile at all. I can't play him anywhere else. All I can do is put him on for Haaland, but why would I do that? All right, let's do it. Let's put him in behind Haaland as a shadow striker. Or do we just... What am I doing? Let's just play with two strikers. We've got two absolutely incredible strikers in Haaland and Moukoko. Just play both of them. What am I talking about? I haven't done this before in this with Manchester City, but I don't know. What's the worst that could happen? I mean, we could lose by more, I guess, is the worst that could happen, really, technically speaking. But, why not? Early crosses? Early crosses. Yeah, pass into space because we got fast fellas up there now. Yeah, let's go for it. Look, in theory, that should work. I mean, or should do something. Here is a corner for us. I don't know if we scored from one yet. Oh, Araujo doesn't get there underneath Ugurkan. I don't know what the thing over the G means. Like, I don't know how that changes how you pronounce it, but looks like Ugurkan. Oh my God, Lukaku's still there. Disgusting. Enzo over the top for Mount, who is still there, which is good to see. Mount back to Frimpong. puts it into the box to Lukaku, back to Soler, back to Enzo. Mudryk now, back to Enzo. Over. Okay. Come on, son. Just very attacking. Smash it up there. Why? Everyone's the other side of the pitch and just screws it. Anyway. Ndala now to Kimmich. Kimmich looks for Haaland, finds him. If he's onside, it's 2-2. We've done fantastically to get back into this. I don't know what's happening in first halves that we're playing so badly, but it's 2-2. Was that? Oh, it was Kimmich with the assist. Ndala into Kimmich. And Haaland just on the volley. Beautiful stuff. Sensational. Maybe we should just play with 2 strikers more. Well dang done. Well done you. I don't care about your bruised shin, mate. Wear your shin pads. Done. All right, another highlight, 87 minutes in. Long ball from Ederson towards Moukoko. Doesn't win it. Danilo does. Kimmich loses out to Soler. Chelsea now on the counter. It looks like Lukaku for Mudryk. Long ball looking towards Mount, but Bucha wins the header. Now Araujo. Kimmich to Bucha. Ndala looks for Haaland. Loses out to Colwill. Now it's going to be a counter for Chelsea, it looks like. Oh, Mudryk to Lukaku. Oh, got Danilo. Yes, sir. Go on, Danilo. In for Haaland. Haaland. Moukoko. Come on, son. Saved. The game is deciding to go at 4 frames a second, and we don't get the goal there. Kimmich with the corner. Ruben Diaz, it's saved. Oh, my God. Why can't we score from corners? I don't understand. We've got... Like, Ruben Diaz is a big, blustery, huge lad. Haaland is 6'11" and made of absolutely, like, the finest of metals. Like, why? Just, can't we score from a corner? Free kick for Chelsea. Far post, Lukaku. Okay, good. It's saved by Ederson. Woof. Nervy, 92nd minute. Lobs it forward to nobody, but we win it. Moukoko looks for Haaland, not going to find him with that kind of passing. Maybe if I do, like, I think I will make like a 2 up front thing, formation, so that we can, you know, play both of our strikers, as we've got the highlight extending here. But I'll, I won't just play both as advanced forwards because that seems a bit dull. Although it might work out here. Carpintero to Ndala. Get in there. Get in there. This young fella from bloody the Manchester City Academy. Oh my days. Wow. Oh my God. Be more disciplined. What can we do? We don't need to do that. Yeah, all the things. Oh my days. How have we done that? That is... No. You come down. You come down, mate. There we go. Don't need to get stuck in. Don't need to trap outside. What? Yeah, that'll do. Just a 4-4-2. 4-4-2 did it. We've got 2 goals since we went through a 4-4-2, right? Is that right? I don't know. Moukoko finds Carpintero, the 20-year-old Colombian fella. A deflected ball that was meant for Haaland falls to Ndala. Is that his second goal? Has he got 2? Am I nuts? You absolute hero, Ndala. Hell yeah. Oh my days. Come on, son. Oh, I was going to pump my fist. Instead, hits the bar, cleared, Ndala clears it again. Come on, son. Referee. Referee. Get over yourself. Referee. Get in there. This side has been so frustrating. That is amazing. Hell yeah, boys. So what a comeback that was. That was sensational. It got my blood rushing. Hopefully it got yours too. I don't know. Maybe I don't want that for you. Maybe you'll have a heart attack. I don't know. Next video, we'll come back. Jeebus, that's a lot of football in December. That's scary. We'll come back. I don't even know. Maybe Aston Villa here. I don't know, because we need to be moving through this. How is there then like 3 games per month for the... Look at this. There's 7 games in December, 7 Premier League games in December, then like 3 in February and March. Who's doing this? I know it's probably goddamn international breaks, but it's like, goddamn dude, there's 2 weeks between those games and then 2 weeks between those 2 games. Can we just spread it out, man? This is stupid. Anyway, we'll come back probably I don't know, maybe even this Arsenal game at the start of the turn of the year. I don't know. We'll see. There's a lot of football to be played. I'll be busy. Anyway, thank you guys very much for watching. Make sure you do leave us a like down below. Subscribe if you're new. Comment, all the things. That'll do. Peace.